What up, guys? It's your friend Kyle. I am back with another Kyle's Best of 7, top 7 players at each position. Now, I'm sorry I haven't gotten out any gameplay videos the last few days. I've just been kind of taking a break, mostly because of Thanksgiving and stuff like that, but the game has just been draining me mentally. It just feels like the game has been playing poorly the last few weeks or so. Exit velocities have been really inconsistent. A lot of errors, a lot of just funny stuff has been happening. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. So I've decided to take a small break from it just to get recharged, because I knew if I made a video with gameplay that my energy level wouldn't be the same, and it would just be wasting your guys' time. You guys would have to watch a video where it's not that exciting, you know. So I'm waiting until Monday, and then Monday I'll start pumping out more gameplay content and all that stuff. I'm actually thinking about doing a pretty cool team build that I think you guys will appreciate. Somewhat like Broke Boys, but even a little more extreme, so I think you guys will really like that. Anyways, I hope you guys had a very good Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoyed your time with your family, all that good stuff. I know I did. Now it's time to grind again, so let's get started. Today we are doing our top 7 right fielders. That was the most requested, and it makes a little more sense because I'll just do right field, then I'll do left field, and then we'll start with pitchers. I know a lot of you guys want to see relief pitchers and closers, so that'll be coming up soon. You guys will just have to wait on it a little bit, but for now we are going to do our top 7 right fielders. Now, a quick little recap. Our favorite center fielder, Willie Mays. Our favorite third baseman, Chipper Jones. Our favorite shortstop, Honus Wagner. Our favorite second baseman is Roberto Alomar. Our favorite first baseman, Frank Thomas. And our favorite catcher, Jorge Posada. So that's the dream team so far. Let's get started. Our number 7 right fielder. Also, please excuse the attire. It's about negative 450 degrees in my room right now. I just want to look comfy. I just want to be comfy. I want to be warm. Let's get it going. At number 7, we have Stan Musial. Now, this is I'm not sure if I pronounced his last name right, by the way. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm assuming that's right. Anyways, with him, he's a new release. I haven't gotten a chance to use him. His attributes look absolutely amazing, but I've heard that his swing is terrible, and every time I have faced him, he's never really done anything against me. With that being said, his attributes are absolutely insane. He's like a extra stacked version of, he's kind of like a Honus Wagner when you look at his his offensive stats. He has 125 contact versus both hands, 96 power versus righties, and 91 power versus lefties. He has 125 vision, which is huge. That makes his PCI very big, makes it where you feel comfortable no matter who you're facing. He plays first base, left field, and center field. Obviously, right field is his primary position. And his fielding's not too bad. He has a silver fielding shield. His reaction's not very good. His arm strength isn't the best. 53 speed. To me, this card is mostly on here because he's meant to be one of the best. I still feel like I should probably use him before I could accurately judge him properly. But right field isn't the most stacked position when it comes to all the marketplace guys. So trying to go off who's the best value and also who is more realistic for you guys to be able to use. There are some stacked top 5, top 6 guys, mostly top 4 area, but when you get to this area, it's a little bit of a gray fielding. You can when you get to this area, it's a little bit of like a gray line, because you could have Stan Musial. I could have put Giancarlo, but his vision's so low. I could have put Trey Mancini based on his price, but unfortunately his fielding and everything's so bad. There's a lot of guys that could have been here. I felt Stan Musial's better than all of those guys. So Stan Musial, our number 7 guy. And if I keep pronouncing it wrong, correct me in the comments below how I need to be pronouncing his name. Thank you. Let's move on to number 6. Number 6, Andre Dawson. As I'm looking at this card right now, he could be top 3. I mean, this card's absolutely insane. For those of you guys that played in 2017, you know what Andre Dawson's capable of. He used to be one of the best cards in the game. He raked against lefties, but he was good against righties too. Had a crazy fielding, crazy arm, and good speed, exactly what you see now. He has 101 contact versus righties, 112 contact versus lefties. He has a 92 power versus righties and 100 power versus lefties. So against both hands, you know that he's capable of hitting the ball hard, taking them deep, and he has 113 vision, which means he still has a pretty big PCI. And that's not even what makes him a great card. it's his fielding stats. He has a 93 fielding, which is a diamond shield in the outfield, 86 reaction, which means he's going to get that first step and get to those balls that are hard to get to, 97 arm strength. He has a hose. You need to understand, you don't test Andre Dawson's arm. He's like a righty Tony Gwynn out there. He absolutely hoses people down. And with all of that being said, he still is valuable on the base pass, 87 speed, 90 stealing. This card is an absolute animal, and you guys need to try him. I think he's a good guy to have on the bench. I probably will have him on my bench. The only reason why I'm saying on the bench is because you have Trout, Griffey, a bunch of guys that are going to be on this list, Willie Mays. I mean, you have a bunch of guys that are capable of being in your... But I wouldn't be mad at you if you guys had him in your lineup either. So, really, it's all about preference, but I think he should be at least on your bench. I mean, look at this card. Anyways, number 6, Andre Dawson. Now, unfortunately, we have to do this the OG way. I don't have Vladimir Guerrero's signature series unlocked in Moments because I never do Moments. So I had to have a friend send me a screenshot of his stats so I could show him to you guys. I can tell you right now that the way you get him is by doing the Moments. I can tell you right now that the way you unlock this Vladimir Guerrero is by doing the signature teams Moments. The description of signature teams is take a journey through the major leagues playing with and against some of the greatest players of all time. Complete all moments and collect the 6 set rewards to unlock 99 overall signature series Vladimir Guerrero. On your way to getting this card, you also get Jason Kendall, Pee Wee Reese, Ron Goodry, Torrey Hunter, Wade Davis, and Adrian Gonzalez. So if you guys want a haul of good players, you could grind some offline, grind moments, and get this Vlad. Now let me get on to him. 117 contact versus righties, 120 contact versus lefties, 100 power versus righties, 105 power versus lefties. With 116 vision, you guys know Vlad. He was an absolute killer. He was my favorite card growing up. I was absolutely obsessed with him. He has a 92 discipline, a 99 arm strength. In right field, that is so huge. You could gun down those runners. You could prevent guys from tagging up, all that good stuff. Vladimir Guerrero is awesome. The only problem with him is that his fielding is a little low. It's a borderline silver. At least you'll see that silver, but it's definitely very close to being a bronze. He has an 85 arm accuracy, not 77 reaction. So he could definitely get the job done in right field, especially with that arm. He has an 81 speed and a 68 stealing, so he's no slouch on the base pass. Vladimir Guerrero, he has one of the best swings in the game. You guys will know if you used him last year, if you used his Immortal, and this year it's no different. I've used his All-Star card, but I definitely would like to try this one. I'm just not good at grinding offline. There you go, guys. Number 5, Vladimir Guerrero. Now, unfortunately, we have run into the same issue with Ichiro. You have to get him in moments as well. He's a tribute card. It's going to be his last year in this game, so even if you guys don't have room for him, I suggest you at least give him a try, because everybody loves Ichiro, and basically, I mean, his stats and his attributes definitely make him worthy of being used. I've already faced him a few times, and I've given up like 3 home runs to him already. You could tell he has one of those glitchy swings, and he has those glitchy attributes that somehow mix well to form a concoction of absolute power. So 99 Ichiro, signature series, 116 contact versus righties, 125 contact versus lefties, 66 power versus righties, and 64 power versus lefties, which is actually pretty high. I mean, those that know Ichiro, you don't really expect him to have that high of power, you know, but 124 vision, meaning his PCI is going to be huge, 78 discipline, 118 clutch. Now, his fielding stats, obviously, are what make Ichiro so valuable. 96 fielding with a 94 reaction, a 99 arm strength, and a 92 arm accuracy. He's basically flawless out there, you guys. He'll get it done. He'll get that job done. He'll get those robbed animation home runs. He'll get those glitchy crow hops to where he throws a 150-mile-per-hour missile to throw runners out at home. Trust me, he's the one. 90 speed, 99 stealing. He's going to steal bases for you at ease, get good jumps based on that stealing rating, and overall just form havoc on the base pass. This Ichiro card's a glitch. you should at least try him out. He's exactly how I was telling you guys about Kenny Loft in the previous video. You need to try him. Even his, I'm not sure which card it was, but it's the one that you get at the level 75 in each level tier. When you're silver, gold, diamond, you can pick one of those guys, and that card version of him is absolutely insane. So I can only imagine what it feels like using this card. So Ichiro, number 4, try him. Now, back to my screen. It's time to go over the big dogs. There's 3 guys that are top 3 where it's hard to justify not using any of them. So, it sucked when I had to remove Tony Gwynn from my starting lineup based on the other 2, but man, Tony Gwynn, you did it for me. I want to use this time to thank you for all the good times. Man, his stats are like Ichiro's. Ichiro's are actually a teeny bit better now that I think about it. Interesting. Ichiro's stats are actually better everywhere. Same contact. Ichiro's maybe like 1 or 2 power less, but same vision. Ichiro has better fielding, better speed and stealing. Man, forget Tony Gwynn. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so as you can see, it's similar stats to Ichiro. They could have went either way. I wasn't too familiar with Ichiro's stats, so I'd probably move him up to 4th. Move him up to 3rd, but honestly, I've used Tony Gwynn. I know he does well. I would still have to use Ichiro. But when you use the eye test on the attributes, it's kind of overwhelming how similar they are. I mean, they really are. But anyways, Tony Gwynn. I batted 334 with him throughout my career, over 1,000 at-bats with him, so it's a pretty big sample size. OPS of almost 1,000, slugging 600. He was just he just did everything for me. He was really valuable in the outfield. He stole bases. I mean, this card, you guys should know. This is a card that you get at every level 100. You get to choose a guy, him, Frank Thomas, Brooks Robinson, Duke Snyder, those guys. Tony Gwynn should have been the first that you picked, or Frank Thomas, but I regret not picking Tony Gwynn first. He is just an absolute animal. You guys know how he is. He's so glitchy in the outfield. And yeah, I mean, this card, I miss him a lot. And he's not even on my bench anymore, unfortunately, because there's just so many other good cards now and such a stacked outfield. But, I mean, there's no... I just miss him. That's all. This card, it feels like a crime not starting him in right field. I'm gonna miss you, man. R.I.P. Tony Gwynn. Let's get on to number 2. Number 2, Christian Yelich. His finest card. He is perfect against righties. 125, 125. He's an absolute stud. I got him on my bench right now. He's the first off of my bench. There's a reason he's not starting. There's a guy in right field that is better than him. And realistically, the crazy part is it's not even close. I mean, number 1's that much better. But this card has for sure earned his number 2 spot. Even against lefties, he rakes. 98 contact, 112 power. He has 100 in vision. 123 clutch. As you guys know, in real life, he's well deserving of that. And his fielding isn't the best, but it's not bad. 76 fielding, 70 arm strength, 88 arm accuracy, 80 reaction. But on the bases, he's actually a glitch. That speed doesn't do him justice. He seems faster than an 81 speed. But he's 81 speed with a 96 stealing. That high stealing rate almost makes up for any speed loss. That's what determines whether you're going to get a good jump or not. And that's definitely the biggest part about stealing bases, in my opinion. I would rather have a 75 speed guy that gets a good jump than have a 99 speed guy who doesn't get a good jump. You don't get that good jump, you're getting thrown out. I want a guy who's always going to get good jumps. But besides that, this card is an absolute animal. He's the first off my bench. He plays left field, he plays center, but you need to at least have him on your bench. You get this card by collecting a bunch of the finest cards. You're wasting stubs. You're wasting money. You're wasting life if you don't have him at least on your bench or starting in the outfield. He's that good, I can assure you. His swing's great. Everything about him, get him on there. He has pop. He hits for a high exit velocity. Get him in there. but do not start him over this number one. This number one right now is somebody who I claim is, I mean, he is my best hitter. When you see his stats, you're going to be like, what? He is amazing. I think he has the most pop in the game. I think he's overall one of the best hitters in the game. It just seems like he rewards you every time you square the ball up with him. You guys should know who it is. Let's show it. This absolute animal, Cody Bellinger. Now, those of you that follow me on Twitter know I'm also biased with him because he won me $1,000. I bet $45 on him in the beginning of the year to win $1,000 that he would win MVP. It was a shot in the dark. Luckily, he played it out. He did well for me. He clutched it out. It was a tight race with him and Christian Yelich. Luckily, well, it didn't end up being that tight, actually. But needless to say, Cody Bellinger did his thing, and he's doing his thing for me right now in this game. 116 contact versus righties, 119 power versus righties. It's true. I mean, it seems like it's 125, 125 when I'm actually hitting with him. But 98 contact versus lefties, 125 power versus lefties. As you'll see, I almost do better with him against lefties than righties. 112 vision, 88 fielding, 93 arm strength. It should be a 2 billion because all he does is throw lasers. 83 speed, 85 reaction. This card is amazing. He can play first base. He can play all of the outfield. If you need to adjust, there's no reason he shouldn't be starting on your team. There's no reason. He cannot be coming off your bench. He needs to be starting. No excuse. Not one excuse can be made. This card is one of the best in the whole game. Look at these damn stats. Please. Let me move my big old head. Look at these stats. A 423 batting average. His OPS is 1568, brothers. Get him in there. 196 at-bats. He has 38 jacks. A 456 on-base percentage. Is he Bonds? He's slugging 11-12. Come on, dude. Okay, look. He only has 14 less at-bats. Jam. I face a lot of lefties with Belly. 17 home runs versus lefties, 21 versus righties. Where's batting average? Ooh, man. He's batting 457 against righties. Okay. He's batting 385 against lefties, which is still pretty good. I thought it was a little more even. I didn't realize I was killing righties like that with him. It makes sense. All he does is get hits. Obviously, he strikes out a little more against lefties, but you guys, this card, he's something else. He needs to be in your lineup, no matter where it is, and he needs to be batting in the top 4. He is amazing, and I love him. I love him in real life. I love him in this game. I love you guys for watching. I love your guys' support. Let me know in the comments below who your favorite right fielder is. I would love to know. For now, this is it. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.